This gets worse the more you actually listen.
All aspects of Monica's life. When they
Not.
Do you want a white flour crown or a blood staple?
I always take the blood
What's
stained.
different?
Another question.
2013,
Yeah,
Nerd HQ hosted a panel for the cast and crew of the Hannibal television series. It was at this panel in particular when actor Hugh Dancy and writer Brian Fuller made contact with the leader of an online cult.
Online cult.
Could I get a real quick?
What is a cult?
Yes.
Yo, I never pay attention to like the cult situation, things like that. So that's why I asked what a cult.
Freddie, are you there?
Yes, we can hear you, Freddie. Hey, we wish you were here.
Oh my god. Wait.
I'll take that.
We're gonna see it and pay attention. Listen.
This individual on the other end of the phone refers to themselves as Freddie. But this is not their actual name. In fact, it's just a cover-up. Because this individual was on the run. Prior to being identified, this Freddie was a part of a number of online communities that roleplay as characters from the Hannibal TV show. In specific, the individual on the other end of the phone is portraying Freddie Lowndes. Hence, why they are having an in-character conversation.
So basically, what you're saying, they're portraying somebody from like a TV show, maybe a movie, or they could have been animated cartoon.
With the member.
Go ahead.
Hello, Freddie. Thank you so much for supporting us and writing all those brilliant articles on unsettling.com. You've been fantastic.
Wait, that sounds like
or
something
the
that you see a
individual
bunch of
pretending to be Freddie,
right?
The website is home to a number of articles and information revolving around the character of Freddie Lowndes and the Hannibal TV show. But despite appearing to be your average, ordinary site, TattleCrime.com has a dark secret.
Dark secret?
On the
Hey, don't tell me TattleCrime is similar to the dark web.
Right-hand portion of the website, there's a link to a Twitter account that has now been protected. That's because following the reveal of Freddie's true identity, the person running the account tried to erase the entirety of their online presence. It wasn't until a few nights ago when I received an email from a woman who knew the true identity of Freddie. I want to preface by saying I understand if you don't answer this, don't cover my story, or want nothing to do with me because of the bad reputation I have. My channel deals with a cult that I was kind of a part of, then later exposed and was attacked which enabled the cult leader to get away. I'm hoping to give this story a bigger voice than I can. The emailer, who I would later come to know as Monica, proceeded to tell me more about this elusive cult from the mid-2000s. A cult that was run by...
Wait, so the cult, if the cult was run by, I say Freddie, maybe not Freddie, then what's the reason for Freddie to do all this?
Freddie Lowndes. Initially, I thought Monica's email was a bit out there, but as we talked more, one thing became evident. Monica had evidence and information to back her story. And some of this information included the true identity of Freddie Lowndes. A person running a cult. A person who manipulated their followers to do horrible things. A person who ruined Monica's life. And this email that Monica sent me wasn't just her trying to share information. Monica was asking for help before it was too late.
I thought that I should start by...
Before it's too late for what? Were you about to kill her? Take her life? Take what you can have?
Explaining who I am. My name is Monica. I dealt in the Hannibal fandom.
Exposing a role-playing cult person by something censored.
When doing research for this video, I was kind of shocked at how easy it was to find information on certain people. And I'm not talking about like celebrities or...
When it comes down to videos like this, like creepy, scary video, it should not be that easy to find video of them. it should not be that easy.
Household names. I'm talking about people like you, people like me. There's something referred to as people search sites, which are websites that publish your personal information. This can be stuff like your finances, your date of birth, your education.
It can't be
and these
date of
sites are
birth
pretty
and
easy to find. Out of curiosity, I actually searched my own name, and I was really surprised at how much information on me is out there. And so it turns out that these people
type in your name, your first and last name. Don't type in that long name that a lot of people, and see what come up, and drop it down in the comment. I want to know.
The year is 1997. PlayStation has just released the 7th installment in the Final Fantasy series.
Wait, isn't that the PlayStation 1?
The game was huge,
so that's
selling
the PlayStation
millions
1.
of copies
then when
by the end of the
2
year.
Came out?
Both critics and fans mutually agreed that the game was one of, if not
because
the
when the
best
PlayStation 3 came out,
some of these fans, however, developed an unhealthy relationship with certain aspects of the game. In 2005, the following LiveJournal user posted
this dumb name to call yourself, Hojo and Genova. Why we all call yourself that? Were y'all referring yourself from the character of the Fantasy 5? I forgot what the name
from the Final Fantasy series.
Oh,
they would proceed to refer another Final Fantasy character, and one they believed that the user was tethered to. Genova would then explain to Zack a concept that she referred to as soul bonding. She and Hojo believed that people had the possibility of being fictional characters in their past life. As such, they assigned Zack his role because he shared a lot of the same traits to the character in the game. Following this conversation, Zack would meet up with Hojo and Genova. Though he was initially weirded out by their conversation regarding soul bonding, Zack liked the idea of hanging out with fellow Final Fantasy players. But when he arrived at Hojo and Genova's apartment, something was off. Both Hojo and Genova were in character the entire time. Hojo even wearing a lab coat like...
Why are y'all still in character like that? It's like something mentally wrong with y'all head. I couldn't deal with people who be in character that long. Something definitely wrong in your head.
The longer that Zack spent with these two, the more individuals he was introduced to who also claimed to be
more people that
Final Fantasy VII characters. Under the guidance of Genova, the group would partake in mind regression exercises, where they would lay on the floor and listen to music from the Final Fantasy series. All of this was in an effort to become closer to the person's soul-bonded character. Genova would eventually coax Zack to move in with her and Hojo.
I thought at first it wasn't that bad. He was supposed to be like the glue. Cause when you say soul, that soul survivor, that means you supposed to be the glue, the one that holds everything tight and don't break him apart.
Genova would force him to do endless chores around the house. On top of this, he would also witness firsthand the toxicity of Hojo and Genova's relationship with one another. Zack recalls the home being in a constant state of instability. Many people would come in and out of the apartment, sometimes staying for a short period of time, and others for much longer. It's around this time that the term the Final Fantasy VII House began circulating around the internet, along with a number of photographs showing a glimpse into the chaos.
Whole house is dirty. Like, none of y'all clean up? Like, y'all got trash everywhere. The mattress don't even look like it's never been flipped over or washed in a while.
The Final Fantasy house was a mess. A hub for drunken tirades, physical altercations, and manipulation.
For several days
Hojo and Genova ruled over everything and everyone in the house, and Zack couldn't take it much longer. The following pages are a compiled list of stories and data about a group of individuals on the internet who prey on unsuspecting fans of various video games, TV shows, and movies. They take money, self-worth, self-confidence, sanity, and freedom away from those they target, sucking them into a schizophrenic constructed fantasy cult based around the things they once loved. This was a public warning from Zach. He had escaped Hojo and Genova and was desperate to ensure that no one in the Final Fantasy fandom would ever fall victim to them again. Listed under this warning were dozens of links to backing evidence. Included were 2 of the only existing photographs of Hojo and Genova. But the individuals in these photographs might as well have never existed at all. Zach only knew them by their fictional counterparts, which allowed them to disappear.
What is going on? Oh, my head hurt. I can't deal with this. What the fuck is going on?
Completely. After the truth came out about the Final Fantasy house, both Hojo and Genova moved states, leaving behind little to no trail. The couple had no intention of ever being found. But those in the Final Fantasy VII fandom wouldn't forget.
You know, what cults do is they try to separate people from their friends and family. They try to love bomb them, to make them believe that they are the only ones that care about them. They try to make it seem as though everyone else in your life is out to get you. They don't want you to believe these truths. So they really try to separate you from your support systems.
There's a number of individuals online that believe most fandoms today operate under this cult-like mindset. These fandoms are groups of people who are extremely dedicated and passionate about a piece of media, often to the point where it becomes their entire identity. When Zach's warning started getting attention, many people began to draw parallels between what was going on at the Final Fantasy VII house and a cult mentality.
Y'all wouldn't believe it, but he is right. I still don't believe what they really were trying to do to commit this cult tragedy thing they try to do.
With the first and foremost being the unwavering hold that Hojo and Genova had on people like Zach and other members of the house. Zach, as well as other newcomers, were never given the option to choose which characters they wanted to soul bond with. These were always designated by Hojo or Genova. And as it would later be revealed, these soul-bonded connections were assigned with a very
dark intention.
The longer I spoke with Monica, the more I began to realize that the theories that Hojo and Genova were running a cult seemed to be more and more plausible.
She greatly believed, or wanted people to think that she believed, in something called soul bonding. Though this can be many things, and it can mean many things to many different people.
Soul bonding can mean
what she believed it meant was that somebody had the soul of a fictional character, and that person needed to be like woken up to it or something.
Woken up to it?
With the Final Fantasy house having metaphorically crumbled to the ground following Zach's public warning, Hojo and Genova needed a new fandom to prey upon, and new aliases to cover up their tracks.
Aren't y'all tired of doing this? Aren't y'all tired of keep on doing this situation with the cultness and all? Like, why y'all keep doing this variable issue thing?
Do you want a white flower crown or a bloodstained one?
I always take the bloodstained anything. Another question.
Still get it.
Yes, we can hear you, Freddy.
On April 4th, 2013, the Hannibal TV show aired to positive reviews. Monica was one of the many fans in the growing Hannibal fandom. Somewhere between the show's 2013 debut and mid-2014, the website domain was registered for the aforementioned tattlecrime.com.
Now it makes total sense, right? But it gotta be something dealing with that.
And one of these individuals was Monica. She and Freddy quickly bonded over their love for the Hannibal show. And in July of that year, Freddy asked to speak with Monica over Skype in order to prove that she was actually real. In the call, as per usual, the woman pretending to be Freddie Lowndes, as she once did under the Genova moniker, stayed in character the entire time. Any semblance of
Why is she staying in character? Come on. It doesn't even look like Monica is doing all this, but why are you doing this? Like, what is really wrong with you?
her true identity was intentionally hidden. I'm
You
aware
sure about
that
that?
it is a little bit difficult to keep track of each individual, especially when they almost always exclusively go by a fictional name.
Each person,
and depending on what fandom we're talking about, that name can change as well. So, just for a little bit of clarification, Hojo and Genova are in a romantic relationship with one another. And following the events of the Final Fantasy VII house, they switched from Final Fantasy to the Hannibal fandom, and as such they adopted two fictional names from the said Hannibal fandom. Hojo renamed to Hannibal, and Genova renamed to Freddie Lowndes. So Hojo and Genova are the same as Hannibal and Freddie, and moving forward we will refer to them as such. After their initial Skype call with one another, Monica was put off by some of Freddie's odd nuances. One of these being the fact that Freddie would refer to her friends in the Hannibal fandom as her staff, inspired by the staff members on the TV show who worked for Tattle Crime. Through their conversations online, Freddie had effectively made Monica a part of this staff, and assigned her the character of
Calm down. Not calm down, but boy, now we get Geneva, aka Freddie. Now she's going in a different route, making me feel a little. I'm sorry. I just had to read a little bit.
Abigail Hobbs. This was to be the character that Monica was soul bonded with.
Yeah.
And just like that, the events that had once led up to the formation of the Final Fantasy VII cult were seemingly starting to fall into place once again with the Hannibal fandom. Now that Monica had infiltrated Freddie's inner circle, it didn't take her long to realize that something was very wrong with the group.
She started to talk to me about like religious stuff, specifically reincarnation and spiritual things. And she asked me if I believed in reincarnation, and I said, well, I don't not believe in it, but I also am not sure there's any proof that it's real or that it actually happens, so I wouldn't say that it's wrong or it doesn't exist or I don't believe in it, but I also don't know if there's any accurate proof or anything like that.
Yeah.
Monica and Freddie.
Monica is saying there's no actual proof or reincarnation. But what can you find, see, that give you that proof that reincarnation could help you out or something?
Became rocky early on. While Freddie continued to impose the character of Abigail Hobbs and the concept of soul bonding onto Monica, something in her seemed to shift. Monica didn't believe in the concept of soul bonding,
then we see
and this didn't sit well. Following this disagreement, Monica reached out to a member of the group named Sam, who told Monica that should she not follow up with Freddie, something bad might happen. Because of her fear, Monica reached out to Freddie and apologized for their disagreement. But this would only mark the first of many arguments between the two. And as they continued talking over Skype, Monica began to notice something disturbing that Freddie was doing to her followers. Soul bonding. Freddie's belief that individuals in the world today could be reincarnations of fictional characters. For Freddie and Hannibal, this wasn't just a fantasy or part of some role-playing game.
Now I understand that Freddie is somebody that really like into the character that they love or into that type of thing that they see on TV, so they assume that they can be that person or play that same role as that person on a TV show or video game, no matter what it is.
It was real life. But what Monica would come to find out is that the reason Freddie was in charge of assigning each person their soul-bonded character was for her own intimate desire. If Freddie viewed someone in the group as attractive, she would assign them a fictional character that she wanted to sleep with. Upon engaging in the activity, it would be the closest thing to sleeping with a fictional character as humanly possible. For Freddy, it was never about role-playing or engaging with people who shared similar interests.
I don't think that's going to be the only thing that's going to stop Freddy. Even if you look deeper into Freddy's history and find background checks and everything of her, I don't think she's going to stop anytime soon.
As long as she can hide behind the name and she can say that's her real name, and she has like thousands of followers that believe this, even though it's absolute nonsense, there is no way that I'm going to be able to stop her.
In late 2014, despite her fear that something bad would happen, Monica...
not let you... Hey, Martha, I'm praying that what you're saying...
Jennifer Cornett, the mastermind behind it all, Genova,
whoever her name is, I don't know the
this
reason why she
disappearance created a sort of vacuum in the group, as well as the close-knit. Uncertain of where to go from here, members of Jennifer's staff pointed their finger at the person responsible for Jennifer's disappearance, Monica. After her real name was revealed, Jennifer privated her Twitter account and took down the Tattle Crime website. These platforms that were once a place...
It will gonna be real hard for you to actually expose her on Freddy. It wouldn't. Cause once Freddy already got up there, it's hard to like erase that person or expose that person when they are up there.
We're determined to ensure that Monica's life was ruined. Over the course of the following months, Jennifer's followers infiltrated all aspects of Monica's life. When they weren't showing up at her work, they were in various online forums, spreading lies and misinformation about Monica and the reasons why she wanted Jennifer.
And misinformation that's not true.
The most popular theory was that Monica was jealous of Jennifer and the power and influence that she had. As a result, Monica wanted to dethrone Jennifer and take her position. Another theory was...
See, that what is going to happen. Monica, you should listen when I say this. Freddy already have a big following, right? So it was already going to be hard for you to actually get the actual proof of her out there. And you are ruining it. So that's why a lot of people will not believe in you when you say that actually her real name, this and that. Nobody gonna believe you.
That Monica was actually Freddy, or Genova, the entire time, and pinned the entire manipulation and crimes on Jennifer in an effort to take away any suspicions against her. But both of these theories were very different from the truth.
But they don't
Jennifer
believe
Cornett
because they assuming
a very
you're
real
jealous
person.
or you're doing
She found, like, you don't have to get into any sort of, like, specifics. Like, I don't want to, you know, dox Jennifer or anything like that. But do you or does anyone know, like, her current status today? Like, you know, I know she went from, you know, the Final Fantasy VII to Hannibal. Like, is she a part of any other fandom today, or is she just, like, MIA, or...
Well, I know for a fact that after the Hannibal thing, she went into American Gods. And I know this because I found the account that she was using for American Gods. That's the last I know of. My best guess is she's in some fandom somewhere because that's how she's always operated. But my theory is she's probably more hands-off now. Like, she doesn't run an account specifically, but, like, probably somebody who's in her cult, like, runs it for her. You know what I mean? So that way she's not talking to people directly until she can, like, really properly vet them. But I don't think she has any other way of, like, making money other than to, like, grift people in fandoms.
Like, no other resource or no other way to make the money or the things that she trying to go for.
Get them to do this, you know, because you can look at the Final Fantasy VII thing and you can see how people periodically drop off or, like, split into a different cult.
Right.
And so she pretty much has no choice other than to continue doing this, or I guess get a real job.
Really don't.
So the only thing I could think of is she's somewhere in some fandom and she's either hiding really well, or she's, like I said, she has somebody, like, working as a proxy for her.
And so, like, when this at all, you know, initially happened, specifically like you exposing her, your life changed, you know, you got flooded with all of Jennifer's fans and followers
and then you got
whatnot.
With
and I think you said that they doxed you when you had to move.
Yes.
Or
what's your life look like now? Like, do you? I assume it's obviously less, but do you still deal with the repercussions of exposing her, or?
Okay, so the way I got them to stop was pulling everything offline, deleting all my accounts, all that stuff, moving to a different city and a different house and all that. And then, of course, changing my name. And then and then using totally different names and not being in any space where I could possibly run into any of these people.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in this weird place of like paranoia where I'm so afraid to show my face and so afraid to do videos and so afraid to like take that extra step that I can't do as much as I want to, because I am absolutely terrified that the second these people find out who I am, I'm just going to have to like give up on that. That's where the fear factor comes in, is like I can't live my life how I want to, because even though I am very far removed from this at this point, like with what I'm doing with my life and my career and all that, I guarantee you, if they knew right now what my pen name was, and they knew right now what I did for work, and they knew where I lived, that would be on their forums immediately, and they would start attacking me again.
Today, there exists a number of platforms online dedicated to spreading the word about Jennifer and her story. This would bring forth a number of previously unseen photographs of Jennifer. But ultimately, none of these users know exactly what happened to her. All we have...
Wrap it up for this one. If you find this helpful, hit that subscribe circle right in the top corner so you don't miss next week's drop. If you want to dive deeper into this topic, I put together a full playlist right here. Otherwise, you do things you love this special video.
Misunderstood. So misunderstood. My temper is bad, my mission is good. I never be labeled as good. I never be labeled as mentally stable.